hopefully that is going. All right. I don't know if I'm gonna be able. This thing's gonna work or not. All right, let's see.
Try.
Okay, let's try it.
Okay.
Okay. Well, let's see if we've got that. All right. So I guess it says that we're live now, so I guess we're live.
Looks that way to me.
Yeah. Okay, this is the first and inaugural broadcast of Vapes Across the Pond. I'm Joe, the proprietor of my vaping place. My associate in grime over there is Andy from CloudBased Vaping. Say something, so that way I can switch over to you.
Well, hi there guys. I'm Andy from CloudBased Vaping. What can you say? This is the first broadcast from Vapes Across the Pond. One of hopefully many, I'm hoping, if Joe agrees with me.
Oh, we'll see how this thing turns. Let's see if this abortion turns out here or not.
So, I mean, to be quite honest, no one knows how this is going to go, so it's either going to go fantastic or it's going to go one side only. But the best thing is we're going to have a laugh doing it, which is the best thing about it. What's the point in doing it and not enjoying yourself doing it?
Yeah, this is true, and this is a complete new learning experience since neither of us has ever done anything like this before. So you're going to get a chance to. You're going to get a chance. You guys are going to out there are going to get a chance to see us turn around and make a total fools of ourselves while we try to turn around and get this thing together here. Let me readjust this camera angle here a little bit.
What's going to happen eventually?
Yeah, so, all right. So why don't you tell them a little bit of something about yourself while I finish making myself my cup of tea here.
All right, and when I've done, I'll go make myself a brew and get some cushions. So my chair is too slow. Right. What's to tell about me? Well, relatively not a lot. Apart from the fact I have been vaping for about 4.5 to 5 years now. I've been doing written reviews for e-cigarettes for the past, say, 2 years, although most of my stuff has only just been published in the last months on a company called Vaping, which is a review site primarily for e-cigarette mods, tanks, accessories, e-liquids, mech mods, anything else that's e-cig related will be reviewed there, either by me, by the owner himself, Clayton, who in effect sends me the stuff for me to review, in which I write the review, and then it goes onto my YouTube channel, CloudBased Vaping, and gets reviewed on there as well. So I get 2 birds with 1 stone. But apart from that, the channel is relatively quiet, as it's finding time to do reviews, working 40 hours a week, and finding time to actually stick a few videos in there. But apart from that, things are moving forward, but rather slowly at the moment. But if you are a subscriber of CloudBased Vaping, please bear with me. Things are slow, but it will be. There will be a few reviews coming up in the coming days to sort of clear up the backlog of what I've got. A few of which will be the Waterfall Sapor Dripper, the Inikin Endurer T22, and the Royal Hunter clone. Shoot me down if you wish, but a clone has its own pros, if you get what I mean. The Royal Hunter itself is, if you would agree with me, about £20 to £30 over in the UK. I'm not sure what the price is over there, but you can pick up a clone for half that price. And which, if you get a one-on-one clone, everything is copied identically, apart from a few bits and pieces, but it's relatively the same. If you can't afford to get yourself a genuine article, get yourself a clone, a one-on-one clone, and give yourself the experience of what this RDA or any RDA can do before you get the genuine article. Because no more than likely it will outperform. They're both exactly identical. Apart from the way it's milled, you know, there's a few rough edges on a clone. It's not pristinely polished and laser etched and comes with an authenticity card or all like that, but it's relatively the same thing. I mean, what I'm calling in now is the Royal Hunter clone.
Pretty.
From the outlook, it is identical to a Royal Hunter. Apart from the fact that the brass outlines on a clone or any other clone you can buy will not be polished. It'll be like a brass copper coating or painted on. Well, not exactly painted, but layered on. Plated, yeah. It'll be plated. The 510 pin is adjustable. They are copper 510 pins, which overuse can deteriorate, like most things made of copper or brass. But for something that's half the price of a genuine article, I mean, what you're getting in return is the experience of what the genuine article can provide, just at not the higher price.
Well, I've noticed, I don't know about the Royal Hunter, but I've noticed about my K-Funds, which are also clones, you know, like this one here. This is a clone of the K-Fund 4. If it's a one-for-one clone, things like that copper center pin, you might actually be able to trade, swap that out for you know, if there's parts available.
Yeah, the connections are exactly the same.
Then you should be able to get parts for it if parts are available, like that center pin, from the company that makes it, and be able to replace out that copper one with brass or bronze or whatever color it happens to be on the original.
That's it. The only thing with the Royal Hunter clone is the actual build deck itself. The coil posts on the original are Phillips screws. On this, they are grub screws with an Allen key, which in my opinion work twice as good as a Phillips screwdriver.
Oh yeah, I like grub screws better than Phillips screwdrivers myself, because the grub screws, you can actually just get it in there and tighten it down properly. And if you get yourself like a grub screw that's got a Allen type of bit that goes into an adjustable screwdriver, kind of sort of like one of these things here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
You can turn around and you can get a lot better grip on it and not strip out the inside of the head. If you use your standard little Allen key like this, there's always the possibility of it stripping out. But if you use one of those regular handled screwdrivers, it should work better.
Exactly. The only thing is between the two is a lot of people would rather use Phillips screwdrivers because they're a more secure fit, but they can round off just as easily as a grub screw. No screw is indestructible. You tighten it too much and you round off that screw, you're not going to get it out.
Well, actually, the way I usually find this with Phillips heads, when I'm working on stuff around here, around the house and stuff, I can generally get it in nice and tight, but it's getting it out that's the issue. That's when it usually strips.
That's it. You don't want to, like anything electronic or DIY, is you only tighten them hand tight. With coils, the more you tighten it, the warmer it gets, the more it's going to create a bigger seal.
Well, the metal is going to expand when it starts getting hot.
If you've got a coil in there if you're vaping on 60, 70, 80 watts, the heat buildup from them is going to make a significant change. And those screws, whether big grub screws or Phillips screws, will be harder to get out. No matter what you use. I've run out of fucking e-liquid. Typical. Jeez. Halfway through dripping and I run out of juice. That was Viking, which was
DIY, 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 DIY.
Yes, well, I'm getting some on Friday from a good friend of mine, Mr. Ben Boyden, creator of Boyden Steam Juice, who is actually friends with Vic Mullen. So cool. I get 100 mils of any kind of flavour from him for 20 quid.
And 100 mils for 20 quid? That's not bad.
100 mils, and it's a big bottle, and it will probably last me, I don't know, a couple of weeks at least. Hopefully, I'm hoping so.
I guess for me personally, I don't know about you, but when I'm turning around, I can go through like this. This is a 100 ml bottle that I mixed up about half a week ago, and well, you can see how far down it's gone already since then. So,
one of my only advice is if you're making e-liquid and you've got e-liquid, it costs quite a bit, like your Charlie's Chalk Dust, your Vaping Outlaws. Do not use one of these unless you want to lose half of it.
Yeah, I've heard that thing leaks like a sieve.
I don't know if you can see on the camera, but it's there we go. All that residue at the bottom.
Yeah,
it's where it's leaking out. Although I'm quite looking forward to seeing what Aspire's Plato is capable of doing, which is basically their version of this. With it being an Aspire product, I've got very high hopes. It should perform better than an e-box, which, from what I read, was untested before it went on sale.
Well, I think Kanger probably tried to get that out before Aspire got theirs out, so they wouldn't turn around. They wouldn't wind up getting behind the 8 ball. You know what I mean?
Yeah. The only thing is, with Kanger now, they've decided to make their own version of the Squonk box.
I just saw that the other day.
If it's anything like this, then be prepared to get 2 bottles of your favourite e-juice, because half of it will be leaking from the. From what I've heard, it leaks from the air vents on the actual dripper itself.
Ouch.
Which is not good, because if you've got that in your pocket and you accidentally brush something against it and you squeeze that, and it doesn't suck the remaining e-liquid back in and it leaks, you're going to end up with some really nasty stains, pardon the pun, nasty stains on your trousers. And
depending upon, of course, where you happen to have it, it could be very embarrassing, shall we say?
Yep, you could say that. The thing is, I mean, Kanger's products are fantastic devices. They really are. From looks and design aspects, on paper, they are brilliant. In practice, no. Because their devices don't go through as much rigorous testing as some stuff does over here. I mean, let's take Aspire, for example. I mean, when this one made, the Mini Pegasus, I mean, that went through rigorous testing from the old, original Pegasus. It's the same design, same everything else, just a more shortened down version. Basically the same device, so there's nothing that really had to change apart from the size. Same chip, same screen, same everything, just scaled down. Thing is with Kanger though, they don't think. They whack something through production, think it looks good, try it once, box it and sell it. And then when people complain from their customer service department, they don't get back in touch with them.
That's a little bit of a difference in the Kangers that I'm used to, because most of the Kanger stuff that I have here and that I've used in the past is actually pretty damn good. Then their manufacturing QC must have taken one hell of a hit then, because I have a Kanger sub box here with the mini Kanger sub tank, and either using the horizontal coils or the rebuildable deck, either one, it just works. I mean, I have no leaking issues or anything like that, unless of course I leave it sitting here for you know, a couple of weeks with some juice in it, and then, you know, that's, any tank is going to leak if you turn around and you leave it like that.
The only thing with an e-box, the reason it leaks is due to air pressure in the tank itself. If you fill this up to its 10 mil capacity, it's fine. You let it drop below half, the air pressure increases, which then forces it downwards. And the only way it can escape is through the small gap between the air seal underneath. I mean, can you say that the knee box isn't air fed? But from what I'm saying, that is an air feed. It's one hole directly underneath the coil. So it's air fed. Can you say, no, it's the first complete sealed unit which doesn't have air feed capacity? It does. It's got a hole underneath it. It's air fed. So it's bound to leak. No matter what you do. I mean, if you leave it for too long, they say when storing it for too long, store it upside down. And I wonder why they said that.
Yeah.
Mainly because they know, oh shit, it leaks. Yeah, we'll just let people know that you have to store your knee box upside down if you're not going to use it. I mean, what's the point of that? And you have to charge it on its side, because the heat build-up from the battery inside next to the air tank creates a reaction that's warms the liquid up, which forces it out the air channel anyway.
It's going to produce more pressure in there once the air in there starts.
Exactly. And these guidelines came out exactly 3 weeks after this got released.
Which means that they turn around, they're basically using the early adopters as beta testers.
Thing is, from what I've noticed from Kanga is they do a design implication, they then do a prototype, and if that prototype works in a tested environment, it gets manufactured and then sold. There's no rigorous testing that I can find. I mean, if they did a rigorous testing on this, they would find out that it leaks from a certain amount of liquid in it. They will find that there's no easy way of cleaning this. You can rinse it out, but you've got to be careful that no water spouts back up into that bit, which is where your battery is.
That's one of the things I really don't like about that design that they have there, because there is no way of actually breaking down the tank to be able to do a thorough cleaning on it prior to putting in the next juice or anything like that. That to me is a big major showstopper.
They did create a all-in-one plastic sleeve, which had a spout, covered the whole thing, all the top bit, and just left that bit open with a spout on it. So you could fill it up, and if any water did overspill, it would run off the protective cover. The only thing is that protective cover was about 20 quid.
What?
You're paying 60, 65, 70 quid for that. And then you're going to pay an extra 20 quid to get something to cover it so you can clean it out.
Oh, come on. That's crazy. 60 quid for a device, and then you're going to turn around, you're going to have to drop another 20 for the protective device for it? No way.
This is about, I bought this for 50 quid. On its own, this is 50 quid. Then you've got to buy a battery. It doesn't come supplied with a battery. You've got to then buy a battery. That's
about a what? Another 10, 15?
Another 15 quid. And then if you want to clean it out, you've got to spend another 20 quid to get a plastic cover on it so you can clean it out without it spills.
You're going near 100 already.
Yeah, on one starter kit.
100 quid, that comes out to somewhere around 70. That comes out to about 125 US. Somewhere around 115, 120, 25 US.
Exactly. And if you go out and buy, for example, this, the Endura, where the tank is easily accessible, you can split that down and clean the tank thoroughly for about half that price.
Well, the whole thing with the knee boxes is that it's designed for stealthness. Stealth is the thing that I think that they were trying to go with on that design. Excuse me. You'll have to excuse me. I got a little bit of a head cold working on me. It's driving me nuts the last couple of days.
Yeah, you're not on your own. Just bear with me. I'm going to get some cushions. I can't bloody see a thing. My camera's too high.
Yeah, no problems, mate. Got to do something with that floor too. Oh, that's much better. Now at least we can see your face.
which isn't a good thing.
Not to mention, in fact, I think you need to turn around and put a couple of screws in the floorboards, because when you got up, man, that thing was sounding like it was creaking like big time.
Believe me, there's one floorboard directly in front of his desk which does nothing but creak. It is an arse. And I'm not ripping out. I'm not moving the desk on the bed. A 32-inch TV and about 6 square foot of carpet just for one floorboard. Dead stuff.
Oh God, I'm sorry. That just reminds me of a couple of things I had to take care of once in the house. Never mind, I won't go there.
Yeah. But I'm not bothered because it's just a creaky floorboard.
Yeah, true.
If I go through the floor, it's a different matter.
That could hurt.
Oh, it'll hurt, all right. I'll end up in bedroom.
Well, yeah, you don't need a fire pole type of operation right into the bedroom. No, that's not good.
Nope, just falling down the stairs, easy enough.
That's, yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Apart from that, that's it. Apart from the new stuff coming in on Tuesday, which it's still up for debate at the moment. I have no idea what I'm going to get because it could all change by the time I get there. So we'll see what happens.
There you go.
I do love a surprise.
What's your vaping on right now?
Good question. I've got Heisenberg in the Sapor. I have iBreed's Cloud Range Righteous Berry, what's left of it in the knee box. And I have Mr. Seb's Viking in the newly coiled Royal Hunter on the MPV. I thought I'd get the old girl out again.
The old good old standby, huh?
That's my that's what I use for my juice reviews. Is the MVP. Best one I can use. It's an all-rounder. Perfect.
There you go.
Amazing.
Well, don't have much going on over here other than I'm working right now on a video for a vertical coil for
oh yeah, bastard.
You okay over there?
Yeah, I keep forgetting this is 60 PG. I'm used to having some like max VG juice. I'm not used to PG juices.
Yeah, the throat hits a little bit much.
Yeah, that's a bit much. Is that?
Ouch.
That, if I remember rightly, has... What's he got in it now? Cherry, raspberry, grapefruit, and black pepper.
Say what?
Black pepper.
The grapefruit's enough to get you, especially if it's a high PG. But when you throw in black pepper,
oh yes,
with grapefruit in a high, ooh, ouch!
Yeah. It's a bit much. I mean,
that's rough on rats.
I had to vape that on the Sapor when I did the written juice review for it, and bloody hell, it's awful. One of them's got a cucumber in it as well. I think that's exactly the one as well. I think it's got a cucumber in it. It's nasty.
Cucumber?
It's a fresh cucumber. It's more of a palate cleanser because it doesn't have to take your head off.
Okay. Well, the next video I'm going to be putting up on my channel, like I said, is this vertical coil. I have it in this little baby here.
Ooh, very nice.
Yeah, it's got it's in its M mode right now. That's an aftermarket little polycarbonate tank that's on there. I kind of like the color on it. It's pretty, you know.
It's different. It's better than the old clear ones.
That's definitely for sure. It gives it a little bit more character, you know.
Like that tank.
Oh, that's cute. Which one's that?
That is the Horizon Tech Arctic tank with
okay.
the bottom-fed turbine coil. Not a bad little tank, that. Very, very good.
Okay.
Core production is... Actually, for core production, I shall give you a demonstration.
Go for it.
If you want. Back to the old trusty Heisenberg, because that's all I've got left. And I can't get my bloody dripper out the MPV. Come on. So I'll just pop it back on my little stand. There we go. No, and I've left it in the mod. As you do. Right. There we go. Coils are pretty big.
That's freaking humongous.
That's one big coil. I think that's a 1.2 ohm coil. I believe. They come in, I think it's 1.2 and 0.9 ohm coils. But they are relatively cheap. I mean, I picked this up for 25 quid with two coils, and it's a fairly big juice well. This is going to taste nasty because I've got fucking licorice in this as well. I've just realised. It should be interesting. Heisenberg and licorice.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You're a sucker for punishment, aren't you?
Yeah. It's got a funny colour, but okay, it'll be right. Dripped it back on the MVP. No, 0.5 ohms.
0.5. Okay.
0.5, 30 watts, 4 volts.
That's a pretty nice cloud.
And that's with the airflow only a quarter open.
Oh, that's not bad. How's the flavor on it, though?
Licorice. That's all I can say. But if it's a fresh coil in this, the flavour is absolutely outstanding.
Okay, so you're picking up what you had in there previously then. How long does it take to usually get through the flavoring from the previous juice?
With these coils, I mean, I say about a quarter of a tank. Most tanks I've used, it's usually about half a tank. But I find with this, about a quarter of a tank is more than enough for the actual flavour to start coming through.
That's not bad. A quarter of a tank's not too bad.
It's acceptable.
Have you ever tried rinsing them out between the juices to see if you can help get out some of the previous flavor?
I've actually got 2 soaking at the moment, which will be coming out in the next hour and then dry overnight. So we're bone dry. That is one from the Endura and one from the mini Triton tank.
You using a ultrasonic, or are you just soaking them?
Just soaking them for now.
Okay.
I thought I'd try it and give them a soak overnight and then let them dry. See how they get on that way. Because the ultrasonic is mainly used for cleaning tanks and drippers. So I don't know why I just like to soak them.
I'll tell you, I don't have an ultrasonic cleaner myself. I've never. I know a lot of guys that use them, but I don't have one myself, and I personally don't find that I really need it. Most of the juice, most of the tanks that I have, I just pop, break them down, pop them into a little plastic container with some warm water in it, and just let them soak for about an hour or so, and then just wipe them out with some paper towels and they're good to go.
Yeah, I mean, you can do that. I mean, there's no wrong with doing that. I just find that an ultrasonic cleaning just doesn't take as long.
Mm.
But it's all right if you got a load to do and you ain't got much time on your hands. You can just bang them in there, turn it on.
And go off and do what you got to do.
Yeah, I mean, it only takes a few minutes. Then obviously you just take them out, rinse them out, put some clean water in, another 3-4 minutes, and then just let them dry.
Yeah, that's not bad. Besides, you also get the additional, shall we say, benefit of if you do DIY, you can turn around, you can use it to help force steep your juice if you're doing nothing but a shake and stuff like that.
Exactly. I mean, that worked clean in the ultrasonic cleaner.
Oh, that's nice. That looks good.
All nice and shiny.
That's good.
I like things that shine. Apart from things that leave fingerprints.
Yeah, fingerprint magnets are always a pain.
Yeah. Luckily, I've not got anything that is a fingerprint magnet. I mean, yeah, the knee box might be. I mean, yeah, the knee box is kind of a fingerprint magnet, actually.
Well, anything that's got a nice, smooth, shiny surface on it's going to attract some level of fingerprint.
Oh yeah, I mean that is highly polished. I mean, you put fingerprints on this, you'll see them.
Yeah. That's why I like keeping my silicone sleeve on my little eye stick here. Not only does it give me a better grip, but it also helps to turn around and helps to keep it looking a little bit nice, especially when I'm outside.
Especially, you don't want to get it scratched or damaged, do you? I mean, I dropped the knee box, and it's got a bloody chip in it now, so...
Well, here's a good example. Take a look at the top of that.
Oh.
That's from, I had this out on a job interview with me about, I'd say about 3 or 4 months ago. And I had the little K-Fun on there in the M mode, and I had it in the little belt hook that I had on me. And, well, the piece just kind of like twisted, and it went out onto the floor and started bouncing around a little bit, and well, you can see what happened.
Ouch.
This is my #1 out and about backup. I keep that around when I need to turn around and I need to fire something, and I'm making up a coil or something like that, and I need to fire it, and I've got this thing set up. I'll just turn around and I'll use that.
I don't think I've actually got anything I actually use on a daily basis. I just sort of pick and choose whichever I fancy, really. Whatever's available.
Well, that's the one thing I like about this eye stick. This thing is designed to go up to 50 watts, and it's designed to give you about a good 8 hours. It's got a 4400 mAh battery in the battery pack in here. It's got two 18650s in parallel, basically. And it's designed to turn around and give you a good 8 to 10 hours of continuous usage at the 50-watt level.
Oh, yeah.
And because of that, since I'm only vaping at, I don't know if that's going to focus in on it. Well, there you go, 17.5 watts on a 1.3 ohm coil. So at 17.5 watts, this thing's got a 4400 milliamp hour battery in it. This thing will give me at least 2 days if I'm stupid enough not to plug it in and charge it up overnight.
All right. I mean, I think I'm on about 30 watts. I'm on with MVP at a minute. The Pegasus is on 41.5.
Ouch! You like a hot vape, don't you? I like a nice cool vape. You might say I like a gentleman's vape. I'll just sit back and enjoy myself and just basically chill out. Sit back, watch the TV a little bit, and sit back and enjoy myself. That's why I like these K-Funs so much. They're just gorgeous. I mean, when I first got this K-Fun, my main number one. You'll have to excuse me. I'm just sitting back. This is a chill out day for me. I was using my little Pro Tank here. This was my main number one. My main number one Addy, and it was okay. It gave me decent flavor. With the stock coils in there, it was less than, shall we say, stellar. Once I started doing my own rebuilds on the coils and everything else, the flavor profile started getting better because I was using the organic cotton instead of the silica wick that they come with.
Yeah, silica wicks don't do that well, in my opinion.
It's got a horrible taste to it. And once I started rebuilding the coil heads in there and started using the organic cotton in there for the wicking, the flavor got better. But when I first got this in, I was like, I couldn't wait for this thing to get here. When I finally got it in here, I sat down, I did a build on this thing, and I put it in there, and I put the same exact juice that I had in the Pro Tank in here, okay? And the first vape I took off of this thing, I nearly went instantly ballistic because the flavor that I was getting, and now remember, this is the same exact juice in both tanks. When I turned around and I took a vape off of this little baby, and I was like, I was totally floored. I mean, the flavor profile just came bursting through. It was like I was vaping two totally different juices. And it was just like, I mean, bloody fantastic. The only reason why I keep the Pro Tank around now is because it's like my instant backup. If, you know, the fertilizer hits the rotating oscillator, I still have that sitting around here to, as my instant backup to be able to do something while I'm working on this.
Well, that's it. I mean, I've only got three different kinds of mods. I mean, I've got a variety of tanks and drippers. It's just a case of whatever tickles me fancy, really. Whatever's there. I mean, when I'm out, I'll use a tank. But if I'm sat at home and I'm just, sort of lounging around, I'll use a dripper.
I'm not really big on drippers. Like I said, I have the little tugboat here, but I basically only use that for when I'm like evaluating a new juice or something like that. That's pretty much the only time, because look, I'm a lazy bastard. Okay, I don't like turning around and having to go, oh, this is starting to get dry. Squish, 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 squish. And then start vaping on it, and in another few minutes have to turn around and start going squish, squish, squish again. I fill up my tank. I'll sit back for like maybe 2 or 3 hours, and I'll work on this tank, and I don't have to touch it. I can just sit back and relax and enjoy it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's the best way, I suppose.
Yeah, especially at night. I sit down, I'm watching my tube. I'm sorry, I don't want to be constantly interrupted and miss something in the program, even though I am DVRing it. I don't want to have to constantly go up there and hit the pause button, squish, 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 and juice my coils, and then go back and hit the play, and then have to rewind it a couple of frames to see and make sure so that way I continue with the continuity of everything. That's a pain in the ass.
It can be at times. I mean, for me, it's just a case of have the juice next to me and just lick off the top, put a few drops on, and just carry on. I sort of get used to it, really. It's force of habit now, I think.
Everybody's different, that's why there's so many different types of things.
Well, that's it. I mean, tanks, if I'm out and about, because I don't want to run dry if I'm out and about. But at least if I'm at home and I use a dripper, I've got the juice next to me. So I know I'm not going to run dry. It's always there. Unless when I'm out, I don't want to go out and having to stop, juice in one hand, take the top off, rejuice it. Fiddly about screwing tops back on and stuff like that.
That could, using a dripper when you're out and about especially if you're on the highway or something like that, that could be a major pain in the you know what. You know, they have to go dwip, you know. Even if you got one of those little things like, who was it, Ruby Roo that was reviewing, that gets suction cupped onto your windshield and you just go squish, squish, you know.
Yeah.
Even that's a pain in the ass to me. You know, I'll turn around, fill this thing up, and if I'm out and about, one tank, you know, can last me a good maybe 4 or 5 hours out running errands and stuff like that.
That's it. I mean, if I'm out and it's a long journey, a long drive, I'll fill the largest tank up and just use that occasionally while I'm driving. Because I don't really vape that much when I'm driving. I do when I'm on my way to work.
Oh, I vape a lot when I'm driving. Because that's the carryover from when I was smoking. When I was smoking in the car, it was like, you know, forget it. I'd be going through, you know, 20-minute ride here or there. I'd go through maybe 4 or 5 smokes on the way, you know, and I'd get there and I'd be like...
One thing I never did was smoke in my car. Never did it.
I've always smoked in the car. I always smoked in the car. I got real good at getting the ashes out of the car.
I used to hate it. Ash everywhere and, you know, bloody tab ends that fly back in from your window. Burnt carpets, burnt seats, nah. And your roof carpet goes brown anyway.
I've only got one little smoke, one little burn in the seat on the car, and it's a tiny little one. That was when I was on the highway one day, and I was just gonna flick out an ash, and this big semi happened to roll past me, and the ash came right back in and caught. Luckily, I was able to get it, but you know, it's like, oh man. But when I'm out and about, one of the things I usually carry with me is this little Innikin UCAN. It's supposed to be a 10 mil piece. It's got a nice little needle in there for putting it into your container, and the needle retracts inside, so that way when you put it in there, it pops out. There's a nice spring in the bottom. The only thing, it's real handy. But the only thing is that it's supposed to say, it claims that it's 10 mils. I'm sorry, it's not. You fill up this container, the max is 7 mils. Okay, you can't turn around. There's no way to get 10 mils into this thing. None. I've tried, and it don't work. But hey, 7 mils. I got 4 or 5 mils in this long mode K-Fun. And I can fill this thing up twice, you know, maybe 1.5 times, 1 3/4 times. Plus, when I go out, this thing gets filled. So, yeah, I'm pretty much good. Even if I'm out at work, this here plus this here, I'm good for the day.
That's what you want. I mean, when I work, there's no smoking or vaping on site at all, even on your breaks. So I don't really go through that much when I'm at work. I'll have a bit before I go to work, and then that's it till I finish. It's just one of them things. It's warehouse work. I mean, you can't. There's a smoking shelter, but I vape in the car away from a smoking shelter. The last thing I want to do is go vaping in a smoking shelter.
Well, you know, actually, that might not be bad because you can turn around. You can do a little bit of evangelizing while you're in there too. You know, help to, you know what I'm saying.
No, there's about fucking 2,000 CCTV cameras in that complex. So, oh yeah, you are watched.
Yeah.
It's a multi-billion-pound warehouse.
I worked doing security at Dow Chemical over in Boundbrook here in New Jersey, and I was the site captain over there, and they had like 240 cameras all over the place. And believe me, yeah, I know about being watched. Even at our main security point, there was at least 2 cameras on it at all times. There, it was like you felt like you were in a fishbowl. So.
Right, I'm just going to go make a quick brew. So bear with me a second.
No problems, man.
So I'm going to go down 2 flights of stairs.
Ouch. Well, so that way anybody who happens to be watching this doesn't have to listen to nothing but totally dead air. On my channel, once I do the piece I'm working on now, I'm going to turn around. The next one I'm going to have up is a little basic coiling video. Like I was saying just before, what I normally do is I'll sit back and I'll watch TV, and I'll make up a whole mess of coils that I'll put into my little fishing tackle box over here. So that way, when I need to do change my coils and stuff like that, I'll have them already pre-made. So I'm basically going to go through the procedures that I go through when I'm doing that, to show you how I go about doing that, and how I set that up, and that kind of thing. It's also going to be a combination of that and showing you how to use a cure coiler in the process. So that kind of operation. So you'll have to excuse me for taking a bit of cheese just before while he was getting up to go, because I didn't get a chance to grab breakfast. So my stomach is kind of like, growling at me a little bit. So yeah, like I said when we first started this thing, this is our first little live broadcast. And as I expected, I've got 0 viewers in here, since this is a totally new and totally untried situation. I didn't put up any. I didn't put up anything about this. This is just hopefully. I'm just trying to fill a little airtime here, so people wouldn't, and if anybody listens to this thing later on, they wouldn't be getting any dead air space.
Oh yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I just had to go make a brew.
Yeah. So
I'm also flicking through Spotify as well.
Okay. Yeah, so like I was saying, didn't put up any flyers or adverts for this thing ahead of time, because at least if we make a total fool of ourselves here on this thing, we can turn around and we can just quietly kill it before it turns around and it actually gets noticed by anybody.
Well, that's the idea. I mean, it's a trial, isn't it? I mean,
yep.
If it works out and people do start to tune in, I mean, oh shit, I was meant to get in touch with Gareth as well. Oh well, never mind.
Oh well.
It's probably busy anyway.
Yeah, well, he just started working in that shop of his, so he's probably, and it is a Saturday, so he's probably busier than a one-arm paper hanger right about now.
He seems to be liking it anyway. That's the main thing.
Well, that's what I've heard.
I mean, when I've been talking to him, he seems to enjoy it. It's quiet, but that's the only thing with vape shops at the moment. I mean, once people know that people are going to start flocking in. I mean, there's a vape shop near me, and it's just called Vaporize. I mean, if you heard the name Vaporize, you won't know what it were based on, what it were about. But I mean, as vape shops go, it's one of these places you can go in, take your mod with you, take your juice with you, sit down on a sofa and have a cuppa and have a chat with lads. It's one of them stores where you can just sit there, flick through vaping magazines, have a chat, and then decide if you want to buy it.
Basically, chill out.
That's what I did when I bought the Mini Pegasus, the Aspire Quest kit, as it's known over here. I mean, I was in there an hour before I even bought it, going through testing juicers, testing drippers, testing different mods. I mean, I knew what I was going in for. I just spent, I mean, I lost track of time. I mean, our last poor girl was sat in car. I forgot she was there. Until I get a phone call. It's like, what you doing? I'm like, what do you mean, what am I doing? I'm in the vape shop. Yeah, I'm still sat in the car. Oh, yeah.
Oops. Oh, boy. I can see that could have been a minor issue.
Well, the good thing about it is that she can't drive. So if she could drive and she did manage to leave me, there's no way she could have found her way back. I'd have ended up walking back. In the case, don't bother. I'll walk. But that's the best thing. I'm the only one who can drive. But she's had lessons in an automatic, so if she passes her test in an automatic car, I'm quite safe. Because she can't touch mine. All I've got to do is buy a manual, and that's it. And
you're safe.
For now, yeah, until the next car I get, which is an automatic, unfortunately. So if she passes her test, she's going to want to go in that.
Yeah, well. Oh, so you guys over there, if you whatever kind of transmission you pass your tests, your driving test on, that's the only thing you can drive.
Over in the UK, if you pass your driver's test in a manual car, you can drive a manual and an automatic.
Aha.
But if you pass your test in an automatic only, you can't drive a UK manual car because you've not been trained to use clutch control to change gears. You've not been trained on it because the car does it all for you.
Okay, well that's different over here. Over here, if you pass in an automatic car, you're not automatically barred from, if you'll pardon the bad pun, from driving a manual. You just have to learn how to use it, and usually that winds up being that you're going to wind up stripping out somebody's clutch, in the process.
That's it. I mean, the good thing about it around here is once you learn how to drive a manual and you pass on the manual, it's fairly straightforward to learn to drive an automatic car.
Yeah, that's
the only difference is you got to get used to not keep going for the clutch when you're braking, which is the mistake I was, because my last car before this was an automatic, and I kept finding myself going for the clutch. Because the brake pedals in an automatic are larger, my left foot was catching the brake, so I was slowing down and then whacking my foot down and catching the brake pedal as well. So I was ending up sort of going forward like that. But over here, if she passes an automatic, you cannot drive a UK manual car.
Yeah.
It's just too dangerous.
When I turned around and when I first got my license, I learned in an automatic, and I had an automatic and stuff like that for quite a few years. I didn't learn how to drive a manual. I also had my motorcycle and everything else, so I was used to working with. I was used to driving my my bike and shifting gears and stuff like that, and on the bike. But when I turned around, I didn't learn how to drive a manual until I was working in New York City EMS at the time, and my partner. She had to go back up to her home, which is in upstate New York. And halfway up there, she started feeling not too well. So she turned around and she said, "You drive." And I'm like, "I never drove a stick. Are you kidding me?" And she's like, "Well, you're going to learn." So she threw my ass behind the wheel, and I turned around and I drove the rest of the way up there, and I learned how, shall we say, by fire, to drive a stick. So it was like the old saying, you get your parachute, you get thrown into the airplane, and then you drop out of the plane right into the war zone, and you learn how to fire your weapon as you're on the way down.
That's it. The idea was originally for her to pass the test in an automatic. I get her a cheap little runaround, a cheap little automatic car, I don't know, like an automatic Nissan Micra or something like that. And I said, once my car's paid off, I'm going to invest in a Toyota Prius, the hybrid.
Okay.
They're automatics by choice. And she turned around and said, "Oh, I won't mind having a go in that." Bloody not. The size difference between a Prius and a Micra is overwhelming. So you're not driving that because you will not be able to drive it. You can move it, probably, yeah. There's no way you can drive it. Because I've driven things, I've learned from my first car, which was a Fiat Cinquecento, and I've moved up to sort of bigger hatchbacks, people carriers, transit vans, Mercedes Sprinters. I've worked my way up. So I'm quite comfortable if I get a bigger car. I know I'm going to be able to handle it.
Mm-hmm.
But from her point of view, just learning and past in a small little hatchback, going from that to a 5-door Prius, I don't think she could do it. So I'm sort of waiting for my insurance premium to go through the roof when she goes on it.
Oh, yeah, I can see that one.
I've tried to teach her how to drive a manual. She can't. It's for clutch control. She cannot get used to clutch control.
Well, let's face it. When you're working with a clutch, you got to turn around. You have to get that touch about when, just as when the plates start to mesh and everything else.
Yeah.
And some people just don't have that connection to be able to turn around and get it.
Unlike me, because I've driven a manual since I passed my test. It's second nature to me now. It's automatic. It just happens. I just do it.
I'll bet you, and I'll lay dollars to donuts, you probably don't even look at the tach because you're probably going according to the sound of the engine.
I'm a stickler. Believe it or not, I am not one for driving quick. I'm always looking at the speedo to see how fast I'm going.
Okay.
I'm not one for fast-paced driving unless it's on the motorway. But generally, I'm one of these people that likes to have a nice, relaxing drive. I mean, I will go to work or see friends or go to our lass's family in Blackpool or wherever, and I'll put classic FM on because classical music chills me out. It makes me more alert, and because the calmer the music is, the calmer my driving is.
Yeah, that works.
Now, for me, I'm a fan of psychedelic trance music. Really fast-paced, quick electronic music. And I found if I listen to that in the car, my foot is in the engine bay.
I can see that one, yeah.
So I've changed my driving style from when I first passed to being an absolute idiot. I mean, I had a Rover 200 and I seriously modified that car from body kits to alloy wheels, engine improvements, color-coded interior, the lot. And I sort of lost interest. I've now got a 1.2 Fiat Punto. One of the newer ones.
Okay.
One that looks like an Aston Martin from the front. So that's all it looks like. That's all it does. It's not as quick as an Aston Martin, believe me. No. A local push bike can overtake that car. But it's cheap enough to run. It's cheap on insurance. It's cheap on tax. It's cheap on fuel.
Hey, that's the main thing.
And it's quite economical on fuel. It's a nice little car. Okay. I mean, I'm not one for. I mean, before I bought this, my last car was a 1.6 Renault Scenic automatic. And going from a 1.6 down to a 1.2, I wasn't really that bothered. Thought, all right, fair dues. I'm dropping in engine size. It still does 30 mile an hour, it still does 40 mile an hour, 50, 60, 70. It don't get there as fast, but it still does the speed no matter what. Still get you there. That's the main. No matter what size engine you've got, as long as it does the speed limits, it's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, I can drive that motorway at 70 mile an hour, which is the national speed limit. And there's people flying past me and flashing red lights behind me. It's like, why? It's 70 mile an hour. This car is doing 70 mile an hour. Don't flash your lights at me because the last person that did that, I pulled a handbrake on them. Oh yeah, they soon slowed down and give me a bit of distance. I was on a dual carriageway. coming home from work, bit of a rough day, 60 mile an hour, about 2 foot between me and the car behind. Flashing his lights, revving his engine. So I put a bit of distance between me and him, and he got a bit closer. So I thought, right, bang, handbrake comes up. He slammed all on and must have given me about 6 car lengths. And he caught up with me at the lights, pulled up beside of me, started having a go through the window, so I wound out window. He says, what's your problem? She says, you idiot, point handbrake on me, could have had a crash. So you shouldn't have been driving so close to me then.
Yeah, for real. You know
the highway code of how many car lengths you're supposed to leave at 60 mile an hour. I mean, how do you know that on my handbrake? For all you know, my axle could have seized. Or my drive chain could have snapped. And my back wheels could have locked up. You don't know that.
Tailgating tailgating even over here is that's a big no-no. The cops will turn around and pull your ass over so quick it'll make your head spin.
From my point of view, if I was to slow down and then pull the handbrake and he went into the back of me, it will be his fault because he caused the damage because I technically braked.
Same over here, yeah.
But I just pulled the handbrake. They're not to know that. It's a case of why are we driving so close? So sorry, officer. I had an issue with me back in my car.
Ooh, I gotta fill this thing up. Ouch. Yeah, no, over here. I'll tell you one thing. You'd have a major problem driving in the New York City area. We turn around and when I learned how to drive, I was still living over in the city with my folks back when I was like 17, and driving on the Brooklyn Queens Expressway, man, forget it. That's like driving at Indianapolis 500 on a bad day. You turn around, you got the speed limit on that thing. The last time I was over there, I think it still is 50 miles an hour. If you're doing 50 miles an hour, you're a hood ornament for somebody because you can't find anybody on there driving at less than maybe 60 or 70. Seriously. And over here in Jersey on the Parkway or on the Turnpike, forget it. The Parkway is a 55 mile an hour speed limit.
It's like over here. I mean, the motorway national speed limit is 70 miles an hour. It always has been. And what you'll get is some dickhead in a BMW N3 or a supercharged Land Rover flying past for 80, 90 mile an hour. I mean, why? Okay. Hello. Everything's gone frozen. All right, what are you doing? Hello. Vapes across the pond has gone tits up. Oh. Okay. Okay. It's just me. Hello, come on, Joe. What are you? I've got no video. No, I've got nothing. Well, Joe has mysteriously disappeared from Vapes across the pond. So please stand by. We are experiencing technical difficulties. But no matter, we shall continue and plod on. I would do a coiling video, but I ain't got a second camera. So what we'll do is right. Is that gonna work or not? Nope. Is it buggery? This is interesting. What I'm trying to do is trying to bring some sort of music into this while Joe figures out what's going on. I think he's gone a bit... From what I gather, his cable's gone down. Excuse me. So he'll be back with us momentarily. But until now... you have me. So what we'll do is we shall have a play around and figure out what we're doing. Right, okay, maybe not. This could take a while. Right, okay, here we go. Oh, here we go. It's back. You there, Joe? Oh, here we go. He's back.
Yeah, I'm back. It seems Comcast decided to play games with me and take down my cable right and smack in the middle of sentence.
Cool. Fair enough. You haven't missed much. I was just trying and get some music interlude while you was sorting out your bits and pieces, but I couldn't find out, so it didn't work.
So, all right, let me just check and see how this thing is showing. Stream status, okay, 720p. Okay. Upload highlights. So, okay. Stream's current bit rate is lower than recommended bit rate. We recommend that you use stream rate. I'm using your stuff, man. Come on. It's telling me my stream bit rate is only 935k bits per second and is lower than recommended. And it's,
Okay.
I'm not even using my broadcaster. I'm using their stuff. So
Oh, that's a bit weird.
yeah. So if I guess if it's bad, then well,
It's their fault.
it's on them. You know.
Yeah, it's their problem.
Yeah. Exactly. All right. So let's see what we got. I don't even know if this thing is still actually. It says that it's broadcasting.
It still says live on mine.
Yeah, I know it says live on mine over here too. Well, let's just check and see what we got here. Do 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 do. All right. I'm not even showing a live up here on my channel.
Okay.
Featured. Let's go here to LRVE and see what we've got. No, it says this stream is offline.
Oh, right. Maybe because your cable going down might have had an issue then.
I'm beginning to wonder if this thing's even broadcasting at all. I'm starting to get that feeling now. You know what? I'm going to turn around. I'm going to hit the stop broadcast key here and see if this thing decides to publish it. And give me a few minutes to, I'll get back to you on an alternate channel of communications and see what's going on. Just in case. Huh?
No problem. Yeah.
All right. So
see what we can sort out.
all right. So let's just turn around and say for now, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. Due to technical constraints, we're going to have to end this right now. Hopefully that this thing actually works. So from my vaping place, ciao folks.